Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Cub Chat Live. Shout out to Pack 84 and Pack 92. Thanks for tuning in. We are joined by longtime friend, great advocate for the show, Audrey Oakes is our National Cub Scout Chair. Thanks for joining today, Audrey.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome to see you again this new year.
Yes, that's exactly right. This is our first show together this year.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Pack 4606 in Chicago. Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. You guys want more and more and more information about Cub Scout updates, Cub Scout program updates. So, of course, that's what we're going to talk about today. But what's exciting is we're going to be able to drill a little bit further into some of the new adventures, how awards are going to be looking. And that's going to be super exciting to talk about. Also want to give a shout out to Troop 38 and Pack 38. Hello to the Dan Beard Council, Pack 111, Pack 577, and Pack 208. I don't know if I said Pack 4014, Pack 331. Oh boy, you guys are really tuning in the numbers today. We have a ton of viewers right now, so I don't want to delay. We got to jump in. Audrey, we've been covering the program updates for a little bit of time here since, last year, actually. But can you give us just a quick overview of updates for those who are just tuning in for the first time?
Right. So I always say repetition is good because that's how we learn. It takes at least 5 to 7 times to hear something before we really have it solid. So program updates are coming. They're coming this year. Now we're in 24, so it's an exciting new year. And the Cub Committee, National Cub Scout Committee, and our director are working hard to be ready for our June 1st of 2024 launch of the new program updates. So exciting times. And there are lots of past Cub Chats that are highlighting things more, but this is like a 30-second overview, right? So the next slide shows that our new program is simplified. Everything we looked at, the National Committee looked at to make it fun, simple, and easy. Fun for everybody, scouts, leaders, and the parents, and simple to explain, simple to understand, and simple to deliver, and easy to understand also. So like this at-a-glance chart is a new improvement so that you can explain the whole entire Cub Scout program just looking at this chart. So what it tells you is that we have everything in Cub Scouts is grade based. So you have a program for each grade. There are 6 required adventures and 2 elective adventures. And so it's that simple, 6 and 2, and then you earn your badge of rank for that grade. And there are other electives to then pursue and other fun things to do, but in order to earn that badge of rank, you need 6 and 2. And what are the 6? Well, the 6 are based around the BSA's aims and focus areas. So this tells you why we do what we do. And that's also something easy to explain to new parents and den leaders and so on. This is the most important things we'd like to teach your children. And then we have some fun things of choice. And so the aims of BSA are character and leadership, personal fitness, and citizenship. And then the focus areas are the outdoors, personal safety, family, and reverence. So all those focuses are out there across each of the grade ranks. There we go. And they have each of the areas have different requirements as they go up age appropriately, and lots of fun things to do. So on our next slide, we show what is available on those fun 2 electives, right? And the committee has reviewed absolutely everything. Every requirement has been changed and updated to our new method, which I'll talk about in a minute. But when we looked at it, so even if it has the same name, the requirements have changed. So the first color, the lighter color, tells you those are the existing electives. And while the requirements have changed, the content is basically the same. The middle ones are the ones that we have adopted and reimagined. There's some of our awards and our larger pack activities, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And then the darker colors are your things that are the range and target sports, which are to be done by only certified people at a district or council type activity. But one thing to note is that it's also evenly distributed. That was one comment we got, was that it wasn't fair, really. Some of them had a lot of electives, and some of them in the current program only had a few. So now all of our full year programs, the Tiger through the Webelos, have 20 electives available to them. And our folks that start out a little bit less, because the Lions start in the fall and the Webelos end in the early spring when they cross over, they have 16 electives. So it's uniform delivery across the programs. So that was also fair and fun. Everybody gets to have lots of fun.
Laid out this way, you can really see that parity or that equality amongst like how it, you know, it looks pretty similar for each rank. And those two that look like they have just a little bit different length in your options is because they don't last quite the full year. Exactly. I see David's comment. You know, he was told that they don't want us to worry about planning yet. You don't have to plan more than a month out. I'm loving all the comments that are saying, no, we plan way ahead. And I think, you know, today's episode and the last few episodes that we've had of Cub Chat Live are proof, like, there might be parts of your meetings that you're reserving for, like, maybe timely topics. But absolutely, we want you thinking ahead. And I think that's why we kind of review, you know, that information we just went through is new for some folks. For some of you guys, you're like, yep, we're tracking. We knew this. But what I want to do next is see if you can drill a little bit more, give us a little more detail about the adventures and how the changes were made.
Right, exactly. So that I'd be happy to do that. So as a committee, we looked into what our next slide is going to show, common activities, because we want to make it simple for the delivery of it. So as this is something that will be very, very beneficial to those who have multi-age dens. So if you have a couple grades together for various reasons, either your pack is small or your pack is so large you had to add an extra den for the extra folks, and they were multi-grades. Also for packs, this is going to be fantastic for packs to be able to plan easily and quickly activities for everybody. So this is going to be fun, simple, and easy to deliver. So each of our requirements, as they were developed, and they were developed on a method called data informed decision making, and we did a whole Cub Chat on that. And when we looked at the survey results, which we had over 23,000 responses from, one of the surveys, there were over multiple, one of the surveys went out to every single registered den leader, and they were looking at just a section of these, and they were giving us a feedback loop response as we tested the requirements. The requirements had to have a 95% positive rating in order to go forward. And so this is an example of one of the requirements for the outdoor adventure. And all of our required adventures have a common element in them. They'll have other requirements that are differing, but one common element across all required adventures. So that is something new and something exciting. So in this case, this is the outdoor adventure. And the common activity is taking a walk. And it increases, it's simple at the beginning, and it increases in length. And there were modifications made to make sure that the word walk was the one we used, because we tested it, and the word like hike, it means to most people like out in the wilderness and some really strenuous, expensive equipment thing you had to do. And all of our adventures have been designed to be inclusive, to use neutral language, and to be easy to do with the outcome in mind. So that what is our outcome here? We want people to go outside. We'd like them to go outdoors. We think that's a healthy habit and something we would like to train people to do or educate them on how to do it. And so the goal is to go outside. Well, you can go on a walk anywhere. You can go on a walk in an urban setting. You can go on a walk in the wilderness. You can go on a walk in your neighborhood. So the goal or the outcome was what we started with. The outcome is we want to go, and then how do we make that happen in clear and easy language? And so that is what this is demonstrating across all the ranks. The common activity is to take a walk outside, and then highlighting that the Cub Scout 6 essentials, we start introducing them, and then they start doing it, and then they start bringing it, and then as they transition into the era of lights, which the whole purpose of that is to go into Scouts BSA, they start to look learning about the 10 essentials. So it's Cub Scouts up through Webelos, and then we start transitioning into Scouts BSA. And so the requirements change there. So these are really exciting things that should make planning super, super easy.
It's really cool to see it this way because the leader may not be thinking of it as how, like a Cub Scout is progressing through these ranks, and just to see it evolve and the subtle changes in the way it's worded is pretty cool. And it makes it make a lot of sense. Like, of course it should be this way.
Right. So I think we'll show you a little bit more detail. That was one sample. So we're going to show you a different sample. This is what the requirements are going to look like. The drill down. So that one we just showed you is like kind of the highlight. This is an example of the Code of the Wolf, and it is an elective. And so this is what it would our electives would look like. So it is designed to be clear in what you need to accomplish to complete this required the requirements for this adventure. But they allow you flexibility and creativity in how you do that. So on average, there are going to be about 5 requirements. This particular one only has 4, and it's simplified in the wording so that it's not overwhelming to the den leaders. When we tested and we looked at some of our current ones where it took 2 pages or so to read the requirements, that felt overwhelming to our den leaders who are super busy families. So they want to know exactly what they need to do in a clear and concise manner, and then have some creativity to be able to put their program together.
Yeah, it's so simple. It seems attainable. Obviously, there's still some meat there and learning that's going into that. That's news to me. So about 5 requirements for each adventure, right?
Right. There's about 5 requirements. Some will have slightly more, and like the sample that I just showed you has 4. But on average, it's about 5 requirements.
Very, very interesting. Guys, we have a ton of viewers right now. Loving it. I'm loving all of the conversation that is happening in the comments. We see you guys on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram are watching right now. So keep these conversations going. You're coming up with informed answers yourself, and you're sharing your thoughts, which we love. That is actually, how the Cub Scout team came to this conclusion with program updates. They will always be asking you for your input. So we love it. But it brings us to our next question. How do you know that this strategy is more fun, simple, and easy? We keep hearing fun, simple, and easy. How do you know this is more fun, simple, and easy?
Right. Show me the money here. How did you is this really what you're saying all this time? Yeah. So our next slide shows that, right? We had all registered den leaders were surveyed, and I get questions on this. I didn't get the survey. Well, if you had to be registered in the first position as a den leader, and then and everybody would get a different segment to look at. Nobody got the same one, so it was segmented and all proper, professional data analysis done on these surveys. So this is a particular Spirit of the Water adventure we just looked at the requirements for. So as we sent those requirements out to the den leaders in our feedback loop, we were very interested in 3 things, and we asked them in an open-ended way how they felt about these requirements. And you can see in the green is good. Green is good and is overwhelmingly good. And blue is sort of neutral, and then the purple or red, which we don't even see red, but the purple would be that they didn't like it as much. So what we looked at was, is this age appropriate? Is this engaging? So that's the fun component, right? Is this engaging? Is this something they enjoy doing? Is this something fun? Is this something interesting? And then the other one we wanted to know is, do they think they're learning the Scout skill or reinforcing a Scout value? So those are the key things we were looking for when we were doing the development of the requirements. And if you look at the numbers in the green, if you add those up, they're close to 90 to 95%, which was our target. That is exactly our target. It had to be 95% positive in order for the requirement to move forward. If it wasn't, it got redeveloped. So an example is our Bobcat. When we first did the Bobcat requirements, they didn't come back in a lot of green. So we went back to the drawing board, we refined them, and then we sent it out again in a feedback loop to get information back, and we got it up to the 95%. So that's why we're really excited and think that people are going to really love these when they start using them, is because we've already tested it. And so that is one way that we were able to find out if it was fun, simple, and easy.
Can I ask, when you say you tested it, does that mean that units have tried these things?
We sent out surveys, so they went out to surveys, and yeah, they were given the requirements to see exactly if you were to do this, what do you think about it?
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. So the next slide tells another area that we were interested in testing, and the one things from our surveys is that things were either too complicated or too long, or whenever too many meetings, the current program, and that was hard for our current very busy families. And so we tested that. We said, is this the same Spirit of the Water adventure? Is this, how long do you think this would take? And our target was between the 60 to 90 minutes, which is about a meeting. And we understand that the meetings are different lengths based on different pack sizes and all that. But on average, we wanted it to be between one meeting, which is between 60 to 90 minutes. And we hit our targets. So that is exactly what the other factor that we were looking at, which would be the easy to deliver. Can we get this done in one meeting? There'll be a few that are going to take 2 meetings, but on average, they all take about 1 meeting.
Fabulous. The comments are rolling in. A lot of people are wondering, hey, where is all this conversation happening? So I want to clarify. We're live on the Cub Scouts Facebook, the Scouting Magazine Facebook, the Boy Scouts of America Facebook, Scout Life Facebook, Scouting Magazine YouTube, Scouting Magazine Twitter, and I believe also the Scout Life Instagram. So that's pretty cool. And then another clarification, the Cub Scout updates, the program updates, they really aim to make the program more fun, simpler, and easier for scouts, for scouters, for the leaders, for parents, for new families. A lot of this is focused on new families, not our legacy scouting families. So I've seen some comments about that. And also, none of this is a change in the guide to safe scouting. And all of that is still honored in the exact same way that the program is right now and was last year. So
right, we're not changing policy. We're changing, these are updates to our existing program. And the updates are coming in June, but we are not changing any youth protection policies or any other actual policy. This is a program update.
You said it so much better than I could.
No.
Well, speaking of, what are some of the benefits you see in terms of taking this information that the Cub Scout team has gathered? What are some of the benefits you see with these new adventures?
Well, this is the part that I get really excited about. Well, I get excited about a lot of it, but the thing is that you're going to find that these are able to be used across dens and across packs, and just be able to have more fun. Maybe a multi-den activity where wolves and bears get together and go do their activities together. So the next slide shows that. Exactly that. And this is some of the most popular activities are now across all ranks. And that is something fantastic. So they can get these as electives. So those 2 electives right now by doing the Pinewood Derby that's coming up. And camping is also now an elective, so you can get credit towards your badge of rank for going camping this summer with your pack. And so this is really exciting stuff. Fishing is one of the most popular things. It was only available in one rank before. Now it's available across all of the ranks. So this will make it super easy to plan for, again, I said the multi-rank dens, which there are a large percentage of our scouting packs that have multi-age dens or multi-grade dens. And this is great for pack meetings or even pack events. Like a lot of packs do bicycle rodeos. Well, now it was only available in Rolling Tigers. So the bold on this chart are new. So it was only available in Tigers cycling as an elective adventure. So now it's across the board. So that's really, really exciting. So when you do your bike rodeo and you have some of the requirements in your bike rodeo, you're able to help them complete this adventure. So that's really exciting. The summer camps and day camps got this in advance, and they are so excited about this, and they will be planning their camps around the elective adventures, and it will be super, super fun. World Conservation is also on there too. So that's now also an opportunity that you can earn an elective in.
a similar sentiment to what we've heard from a lot of leaders and parents who see their kids get so excited about some of what have been just activities that were optional previously, or maybe not part of like the advancement track. But he says, bike rodeo plus advancement equals win! Exclamation point. Love that.
Yay. Yeah, exactly. So the outdoor folks at which directly were planning events from this, when we did a conference on them, they were so excited, and they were able to put things together in 15 minutes, which is just outstanding. So love. So our next slide shows even more fun. So the STEM awards are now only available in certain councils that are deciding to participate in those. But in Cub Scouts, the National Committee, we tested this and we found out that those are still topics that our parents are really interested in having available to their Cub Scouts. So now they're available across each grade for science, technology, engineering, and math, all in Cub Scouts. This is like more than doubled the subjects that were available. Science, you can see we did a really good job in science in Cub Scouts. We already had something across each grade in the science line. So that is a good job to us. But technology was completely absent. So that whole entire line had to be developed. But now is available. Engineering, we were about 50-50, so some new, but some pretty good. And then math was a little lean. So now it is available across all things. So those that are really excited about, maybe a little bit sad that the NOVA Awards are now only available in certain councils that are participating. It's no longer a national program that the national offices decided, that there wasn't enough support for. So the councils that are enjoying it, they have this award still, but the Cub Scouts program now has STEM available across the board. So that's exciting, and also something you could plan for. You could do, a station's rotation of different science merit badges, gosh, just explaining what Cub Scouts was to Scouts BSA, and that's the analogy I used. But the adventures that we have. So really exciting things.
That's a fun idea. Yeah, one thing that'll be so fun is to see what units and impacts come up with in terms of, what this looks like and what some of the new activities are going to look like.
Right. So we have more than, I believe it's more than doubled. It's at least doubled, but more than doubled the STEM available. So that is a great thing. So, and then we continued on to our next slide, which shows that now you can get an elective adventure or belt loop or pen for range and target sports, and they're available with the exception of Lions. That's because that's a guide to safe scouting thing, and we're not changing policy. We're only updating a program. So the range and target sports, you have it for across the board for slingshot and archery, and BBs is tigers and up. So that's great. The other thing is just to note that this part hasn't changed, that this can only be in council or district events with your qualified, certified range instructors delivering these. So that part hasn't changed, but what has changed is that you get to earn a belt loop when you go and do those events. So that's really exciting and something fun that PACs can plan into their program, and councils and districts can have these events. So that's wonderful. And I think that's our last slide on, is it? No.
Oh, I think we have a couple more.
There we go, a couple more. That's it on target, range and target sports. So the next thing that we're showing is a little bit more of a highlight of those common activities I alluded to earlier. On all required activities, required adventures, there is a common activity. There will be other requirements that are different, but there will be one common activity. So this is a sample of what it is for outdoors. And we highlighted that with words, but now we're showing you the belt loops and pens, what that will look like there's a common activity, which is take a walk outside. So that is something easy to plan out. And then again, Arrow of Light has slightly different because they're heading into Scouts BSA. That's their whole plan, is to do that. And so they go on a camp out also. And then the difference is 6 Cub Scout essentials, and then they start learning about the 10 essentials in Scouts as they go into Scouts BSA. So the next slide highlights personal fitness. And as we said, the goal is always looking for the outcome. What do we want out of this? What do we want them to walk away with, essentially? And the common activity here for personal fitness is we want them to be active for 20 minutes or more. So that's the starting point. And then they focus on another common concept, which is healthy eating, personal hygiene, proper rest, and relaxation. At this age, that's what they can focus on, what they can be personally responsible for. Because cubs can't really make a lot of decisions themselves when they're that little, but they can start working on their personal responsibility areas in education. So those are the common activities across personal fitness. So the next one talks about citizenship. So I'm only highlighting 3 of the 6. But the common activity here is a service project. So this is really exciting for PACs as well as DENs, because now you can get a belt loop for the common service project. And there, as I said, there'll be other potentially requirements to accomplish beyond that. But one of the requirements is a common service project. So if you're already doing scouting for food as a PAC, you can get a credit for that component by participating in scouting for food or whatever your PAC's common service project is. So this is a great way to get everybody involved in something that has to do with citizenship, which is your service project.
Absolutely. It's so simply laid out there, and especially in terms of service projects, I think a lot of the time organizationally, we forget that Cub Scouts also have a service obligation. So just seeing it laid out just like that is pretty nice. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of just these graphics you guys.
They didn't all have a service project in the current program. I think it was only in one. Yeah. So now they all could get. They can.
It would be something optional, like an additional activity. You would be
right, and that is something that screams scouting, right? Is doing our good turn and all that, and to not have that built into the Cub Scout program was a spot we thought was something missing, and we tested it, and you agreed. So there we are.
Make everything that it has come out of this, it's just like, it makes sense. I can't believe it wasn't always that way. And it, to me, seems fairly simple. I know boots on the ground, dynamics are difficult for everyone trying to plan, and change can be difficult to adapt to, get families on board with. But I think everyone's going to appreciate this once we're actually in the midst of things. A lot of people already are. People have a lot of questions that are specific to adventures. I imagine that over the next few months, we're going to drill into even like these subcategories of adventures, and we will answer all your questions. But before we have to go, we have a few more minutes. We have as much time as you want, Audrey, but I want to talk a little bit more about how do we find out more about the updated information. If people want to be thinking or talking about this outside of just this one 30-minute segment on Fridays, where can they look?
Well, so we do have a program rollout chart. And so this is really an important chart to be aware of. It has Cub Chat Live is one of our main methods of communication. We have other methods of communication, from Aaron on Scouting the blog, letters to our webpage. So, but this is our main one, is Cub Chat Live, where we can dive a little bit deeper, and you can hear more words and understand a little bit more explanation on it. And what you need to know is coming up the next 3 Tuesday nights, not this week, obviously, because we already passed it, but the next 3 Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Central, we're having a prime time live Cub Chat Live episode. And those will be an overview with a little more detail and a little bit more of a question and answer type situation for those who weren't able to do the day Cub Chat Live or listen to it on their podcast, just wanted to hear it themselves. So that will be all the same topic. So they're not different topics, but it's just different opportunities, different days people have meetings on, so they can chime in. We're going to be doing our deeper dive into the Weebil's Era of Light next month. And then the exciting thing is coming up is the handbooks and pins, all that will be in the Scout Shops in spring. And that's all based on supply deliveries. So that will be coming. And then we'll be highlighting some of those changes of the handbooks and the leader resources, what that looks like, and then some of your den and pack meeting planning and more resources to support that. Maybe some exciting things coming. Then we will be doing in May, all the position specific training should be updated by that point. And in June, all the online resources will be uploaded after our June 1st start. So that's going to be an exciting one, really exciting. I've alluded to it, but when I talk more about it in the March one, I'll be able to walk you through a little bit more of that. So we have a bunch of folks that have been trained to help you, or educated to help you understand some of the changes. Councils have all the materials directly. So if you have questions about details of things, the councils should be starting to prepare some of their, council webinars and seminars and things like that in person. So they're all trained. Commissioners have been trained. Those are the helpers to the units. A group of folks, volunteers and leaders were at Seabase. There's about 50 of them, and they've been trained to go out and do in-person things, as well as our committee. So there's a lot of folks out there ready to help and to be able to give a little more information in person. So that's one of our resources. The next slide shows us what I'm calling our easy share. So this is your one source of truth is our webpage, scouting.org, Cub Scout program updates. And the way to access this is you can do that. You can just write that out and it'll pop up. But this easy share at Cub Scout program updates will get you this screen, which will be able to link easily, quickly to all 4 sources. The updated rollout chart that I just talked about, boom, it goes right there. It talks about the program updates webpage, which is where we have listed in writing some of the charts that I am releasing each month are there. A couple of the ones from today should be uploaded over the weekend. We also just updated our frequently asked questions. That was just updated, I think, on the 3rd. So you'll want to go look at those, because as we get groups of questions, we then update in written form on there. And then, of course, our Cub Chat Live. So this is a great resource. And then I think the last link is just highlighting what I just said. It's not so pretty, but it is functional. is the frequently asked questions. But if you go to the webpage, then you'll be able to find that too. You don't have to necessarily copy all this, but it was updated. And so you'll want to refresh your information on that. It answers a lot of the questions that I might be seeing in the chat, that the answers are actually there. One of the questions I get that I do want to highlight is current Webelos leader, fourth graders, because of the switch in program to independent programs between Webelos and Aeroflight. We ask you to work on your badge of rank and then work on electives, Webelos electives, and specifically the ones that are not going to be available. And there's a list on the website of those electives, and not to start on AOL, because it will be a new program and it'll be fresh starting June 1st. And those are some great resources to check out.
Very good. Well, everyone, again, behind the scenes, Brian dropped the FAQs link into most of the chats that I'm seeing.
Oh, terrific.
If you want to stay in the loop on this, of course, you're watching Cub Chat Live, so we know you know how to find it. We will be here on Fridays still as we normally are, but next Tuesday will be our first primetime show at 7 p.m. Central. So if you want to tune in, same place you're watching now, you'll be able to watch us on Cub Chat Live then. Just stay. And then also, I just want to call out and make it super clear. We also have a podcast. If you just want to hear the audio from these shows while you're driving, maybe you think we talk too slow, you can speed it up to 2 times or 1.5 times and hear it a little bit quicker. Go.scoutingmagazine.org/program updates. Mm-hmm. Also, we'll keep you in the loop with all of these resources and more.
Right.
And then also encourage you to watch past episodes of Cub Chat Live if you're a little bit lost and you're like, I'm sorry, what are we talking about? Go to scoutingmagazine.org/Cub Chat Live. All our videos stay up. This video will stay up after we're live, and you'll actually be able to rewind and fast forward. So if you liked something you saw, you want to track back to it, you can. Audrey,
and podcasts are so easy too, when we're all starting exercising in January, right? And so you can put that on in the treadmill and there you go.
Oh, I'm so impressed with people who can run to a podcast. But maybe one day I'll get there. My mind's not calm enough when I'm running to listen to a podcast.
We can be walking. I guess walking. You have to start
walking,
right?
Walking. I can go walking. Maybe I'll do that. Now, do I want to listen to Cub Chat Live right after I did it? Maybe. I don't know. It might be interesting.
Okay, in the car commuting. Wherever you choose to.
That's right. Audrey, is there anything else you want to cover today? We covered so much.
Just the website link, program updates is your one source of truth. There are a lot of things flying out there that may or may not be accurate information. So always go back and check there. Things will be updated and changing as we go. And so there's lots going on. The next Fridays, the first Tuesday of the month, as I said, is the updates broadcast. But then we have other great Cub Scout Lives coming, with lots of current information for regular programming like the Pinewood Derby and meetings and things like that. So don't just do this first Friday.
Yes, well, it's an exciting few months, and it's been an exciting few months. Again, watch those past episodes. The last few would be crucial viewing if this is news to you. Thank you to the Cub Scout team. I mean, you guys were putting so much time into this, and we appreciate you taking time, Audrey, on top of what you're already doing to help communicate all of this to us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's our pleasure. We're so excited, and we can't wait to have this program out there for everyone to use.
Very good. Well, we hope to see some of you Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. We'll be live, same place. And until then, see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to catch next week's episode. Same time, same place. And let us know how we're doing at go.scoutingmagazine.org/rate-cubchat. We love feedback and ideas for new episodes. And you can visit blog.scoutingmagazine.org/cubchatlive for all our past video episodes. You can see us live. Except it's recorded, but it was live. Okay, see you next week.